Drive a plunger back and forth through an abrasive or corrosive fluid a few million times, and a metal one scores, corrodes, and loses its fit. Until the pump leaks past itself and the dose it was metering drifts. The white zirconia plunger sliding into its bore here is built for that duty, ground to ride in microns of clearance and keep it stroke after stroke. Begin with hardness above 1,200 on the Vickers scale, paired with a fracture toughness of 8 to 10 megapascal root meter. The combination that lets a zirconia plunger resist abrasive scoring and still take the cyclic, high-pressure loading of a pump without chipping. Inertness rides alongside, zirconia stays unreacted in acids, alkalis, and solvents, and adds nothing to the fluid it moves. The working surface polishes to a roughness below 0.2 micron. Smooth enough that the thin fluid film it carries both seals and lubricates, so the plunger slides without added oil and without metal-to-metal pickup. A dense body near 6 grams per cubic centimeter and a stiffness around 205 gigapascals hold those ground dimensions, keeping the fit it left the grinder with. Accuracy here comes from a gap, not a seal. The plunger runs in roughly 10 microns of clearance to the bore, and the fluid caught in that ring is what blocks the backflow. Leakage past it climbs with the cube of that gap, double the clearance and the slip grows eightfold. So the few microns ground into the fit are doing the real metering work. Because the surface barely wears, that gap barely changes. The fit a metal plunger would lose to scoring in months, a zirconia one keeps past 5 million strokes. Holding volumetric efficiency, and with it a metering accuracy that stays inside 0.1% where it matters. Dimensions here start from the dose. Plunger diameter and stroke set the volume each pass displaces, and the bore is matched to the plunger so the clearance lands in that single-digit micron band. Across the range, sealing diameters are ground to about 1/100th of a millimeter, with the working faces polished to the sub-0.2 micron finish the fit depends on. From that base, the geometry follows the pump. Plunger length and diameter, bore depth. End form, open, closed, or slopped. And the metal drive collar are set to the displacement and the head it indexes into, each one cut to a drawing rather than a stock size. Where this plunger and bore prove out is high-pressure chemical metering. The precise, high-cycle dosing of corrosive or particle-laden fluids that strips a metal pump in weeks. In a dosing pump, the plunger reciprocates to draw and discharge a set volume against line pressure. The hard, inert faces shrug off the acids, electrolytes, and abrasive particulate that pit and gall metal. The tight ground clearance keeps slip low, so each stroke delivers its rated dose, and the self-lubricating surface runs dry. No oil to reach the stream. What leaves the pump stays on specification where a worn metal plunger would have drifted.